Thanks for joining us, Tom. I want to start with this very emotionally charged off-season. We had the assassination of Melissa and Mark Hortman, the shootings of the Hoffmans, the Annunciation school shooting, then huge allegations of fraud, and then, of course, the recent ICE surge. What kind of weight do you think all these events will have on this new session?
Wow, it's going to be amazing the impact it's going to have, in particular on day one. In fact, day one, the legislative leaders have told me, is going to be devoted entirely to remembering Melissa and Mark Hortman and honoring John and Yvette Hoffman, who miraculously survived their shootings. But it is going to be a day filled with remembrances. There's going to be a lot of tears, a lot of emotion. And then eventually they're going to get down to a lot of talk about banning guns at the state capitol, which, even though they're going to start doing metal detectors on Tuesday, guns are still allowed at the state capitol. They're going to attempt to change that. I don't think they're going to be successful. And then they're going to try changes to other gun laws because of the Annunciation school shooting and the shootings of the lawmakers. And again, because they are so narrowly divided, I don't think that is going to happen either.
So gun laws, certainly top of mind. Tom, what other issues are you watching for the remainder of this session?
Well, something we didn't see coming when the last special session ended in June is immigration. There are going to be attempts, again, by Democrats to tighten some laws around what federal immigration agents can do in Minnesota. Should they be allowed to wear masks? Should there be other restrictions on what they can do? Should there be safe spaces like at public schools and those types of things? Those are also not going to be easy to pass, again, because there's a one-vote majority for Democrats in the Senate. The House remains tied between Democrats and Republicans. And even if they were to successfully pass, say, a law that doesn't allow federal agents to wear masks, will it survive a court challenge? The California legislature tried the same thing, and the courts struck that down. So there's going to be a lot of attempts to do a lot of things on immigration. I don't know that it's going to happen. But beyond the immigration issue, they're going to have to maybe make some tweaks to the state budget, because our projections do show a deficit down the road. We'll get a better idea of that in late February, early March, when the next budget forecast comes out. So they'll be talking about those issues as well surrounding the budget, and that's taxes and spending. One thing I don't see is a lot more spending being devoted to any public programs. There is so much concern about fraud right now. The last thing a lot of lawmakers want to do is open those spigots even more and potentially bring on more fraud before they've even had a chance to address the current fraud. So you can bet that fraud will also be a big issue this session.
And real quick, Tom, we're almost out of time. You have covered the Minnesota legislature for many, many years. That's all I know you for. And what does this first day mean for you? Are you kind of like a kid in the candy store there?
I am. I'm always excited about day one of the legislature. This will be the most unusual of the 30-some opening days that I've covered because of the events that have transpired since last summer. So I'm really going to be interested to see how this all unfolds. It's not going to be the usual pomp and circumstance and kind of festive atmosphere, because there's so much heaviness hanging over this legislature. So I'm going to be fascinated to see how this all plays out. And of course, we'll be having coverage of that throughout the day and throughout the session to see how it all plays out.
Very good, Tom. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Always good to be at my alma mater, KAAL, back where I started my career.
There you go. Have a great day, Tom.
You too.